Sasquatch, the moon landing, UFOs, 9/11, flat earth, JFK. All of these things have one thing in common: unanswered questions. So let's get to the bottom of that. Three strong men from the East rise from the ashes of censorship and cancel culture. From the strange and twisted mind of Mike.
Probably the best evidence for lizard people that I've seen is the CEO of Pfizer. His throat literally expands like it's like a frog. Might be reptilian. We're not sure.
From the unscripted and unthoughtful mind of Jason.
The Chinese brought these drones that look like birds to the United States so they can spy on us. Birds aren't real. Change my mind. Alex Jones said it. It's a fact.
Also from the mind that is on the edge of the lunatic fringe and reaches far into a bottomless void of nothingness, Byron Dice. Listen, if the moon landing was real, how come we haven't been back since then? And why was all the data scrubbed and destroyed? You know what I'm talking about? It's just weird. Wait, what if it was real and there's a moon base up there we don't even know about? That would explain Roswell. Dice Man Enterprises exclusively presents a talk show that will get to the bottom of things once and for all. And now here's your host for Let's Get to the Bottom of That, three weirdos on a mic. Let's get to the bottom of that. I'm your host, Byron Dice. Welcome into not another edition. This is the only edition so far. This is the pilot episode. And let's get to the bottom of that means exactly what it says. We're going to be doing topics that we have to get to the bottom of because they just don't make sense on the surface. I have with me the three weirdos on a mic, myself, Byron, Dice. I have Mike and Jason. Welcome to the party, fellas.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you very much.
So, this is a show that has been a long time coming. I've mentioned to you, Mike, a couple of months ago.
Yep.
Seemed like 3 or 4. And then Jason, I heard you talking about some really wild conspiracy theories. And I was like, hey, wait a minute. This could be a third chair.
Yeah,
Yep.
for sure.
So the more people that can get on a show and talk about stuff that doesn't make sense and it's weird,
It's the best.
the better.
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
I can't think of it all. And I hear from Mike, he's got like a catalog, like a library of stuff that we can talk about that we need to get to the bottom of.
Yeah, he's in some deep stuff over
Yep.
there.
Yeah, we got a backlog ready for our audience.
So this is the pilot episode. If you're listening to this for the first time, thank you for listening. My name is Byron Dice. I've been podcasting for over a decade. I've got a history in radio broadcasting. And it's just what I love to do. Now, I'm going to go around the table. Each guy, well, I'll tell you what, first of all, we are coming from an undisclosed location somewhere in Ukraine. But I'm not going to tell you where, just because you can't find us. Anyway, just thought I'd throw that out there. We're going to go around the table and introduce yourselves. And for these purposes, I've used my full name. So if you try to look me up, you'll probably find me. But these guys you can't find because they actually came from a black site. So I'm glad they let you out every week to come and get on the podcast and talk about it.
I just try to stay off the grid.
So we'll go with you first, Jason. Give us a background and why you think people should keep listening to this show after we're done with this pilot episode.
Well, a little bit about myself. I think growing up around different communities all over the United States, because I've lived from California to Georgia, I get a different variety of people's minds. And one big consensus that I've found that is common is conspiracy theories. I mean,
Really? Okay.
everybody believes there's a conspiracy out there. Whatever it is, somebody believes there's something there.
Something under the surface.
Something under the surface.
Okay.
So I got into conspiracy theories with aliens. Oh, actually, when I was a teenager. And my brother and I actually were very skeptical. And then we were
Of aliens?
Yeah. Okay. So let's
Like
take this
skeptical
back.
of aliens.
Yes. So
Like you didn't believe them, or
yeah. Okay. So we lived in New Mexico for a long time. So
that's
yeah,
a
yeah.
good spot right
That
there.
is a
It's a
good spot.
hotbed.
no, it is. It is. So everyone that lives in New Mexico has been to Roswell. I mean, we've been there. I've been there.
You've been
times.
there?
I've been there numerous times.
I didn't know that.
I
That's
did
incredible.
not know
Yes,
that,
yeah,
dude.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, so third chair, yeah.
Yeah, I used to have soccer tournaments in Roswell, and we used to travel up there.
Oh
and
my gosh.
So growing up, it's just one of those things. Like, yeah, you believe in aliens. My stepdad at the time, he worked for NASA, and all that classified.
What?
Yeah, man.
What is happening,
Yeah,
Mike?
this
What
is-
is happening right now?
This is all new information.
Wait,
Yeah.
Roswell and NASA?
Yeah.
Okay,
Dude,
we're getting to the bottom of
We
this.
lived probably less than 10 miles from NASA's military base that's over there in New Mexico. We have several, but
That's funny you said NASA's military base because I did
yeah.
not know they had a military
Yeah,
base.
so
I didn't
there's
either.
I mean, it's technically not a military base, but it's connected to a military base. There's NASA, and then like maybe less than 25 miles, there's a military base.
Okay.
Anyway, long story short, we just grew up with aliens, and we were out there one time, my brother and I, just exploring, just like kids do. And my brother said, "Hey, I see something that looks weird." I was like, "What is it?" And we went into this like creek area, and in the water, it was this like weird creature thing, and I didn't.
What?
I'm telling you, this is the truth. My brother freaked out. He goes, "This is an alien," and I'm like, "No, it's not. It's just weird. It's something weird. I don't know what it is, but it's not an alien. It's something else." And so he got it. He looked. It looked like one of those creatures from the movie The Aliens. From the Aliens.
Like the Alien franchise.
Oh, you like a
Yes,
xenophore?
Yeah, a xenophore. Yeah, but
Oh.
like in its little baby form.
Oh, the tree hug. Oh,
Yes.
The face hugger.
Yes, the face
I
hugger.
said the
Really?
tree hugger.
Okay. So it was sort of like a spider with like a long tail.
Yes,
Okay.
exactly.
Oh,
Dude,
Okay.
no, yes, it was creepy. And so we took it out of the water and we examined it. It didn't look like anything that we've ever seen in that location. And ever since then, I mean, I've just been a believer. I didn't know what it was, but then again, I was young. I think we threw it back in the water and just like left and dipped out.
Oh
Yeah.
man,
Dude, yeah, it was
we
wild.
should have kept a sample.
Yeah.
Dude, I wish. But yeah, man, we
DNA.
Yeah. If you had that, they'd come after you. Probably.
dude, I don't know what that
Now,
was.
where was this exactly located? You said in a creek.
Yeah, so they had this dam that was located probably about 100 yards from where we were living at the time. And when it rains in New Mexico, it rains like a monsoon, and
Oh, wow.
then it just stops for weeks upon weeks
Yeah.
upon weeks. And so this was like right after the monsoon season in the desert, and so there was these giant ponds that were just created like overnight, but they would stay for weeks because they were so huge. And it was right before a dam, and we used to go down there, collect tadpoles.
And this was public property? Just public, open to the public?
Yeah. So we just go down there and just explore, just doing things kids do.
Mm-hmm.
And one day we found this creature thing, and I always thought like maybe it was something that I just didn't know what it was. It looks similar to one of those crabs you find in the ocean.
Oh yeah, that's the horseshoe crab.
Yeah, it
The
looks-
oldest. I think that's the oldest.
Yeah.
I,
It's similar to
I
that.
forget how to say it. The oldest prehistoric
Okay.
thing that's on the planet.
Was
That's
it
the
crustacean?
yeah, something like
Yeah.
that's the oldest thing that's on the planet.
Do those ones have
That-
a tail though? Of
Yeah.
anything?
Yeah.
They do.
Yeah, they do.
Okay.
So it looked similar to that, but like the horseshoe crab has like a hardened
Right, and
shell.
you flip it over. It does look weird.
Yeah.
It looks alien.
I've seen these things. Actually.
Yeah,
I
and
know
you
what
look
you're
and you're
talking
like, wait a
about.
minute, that thing's about to grab my face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the thing that I saw, it looked like that, but the shell was like squishy. It wasn't. There wasn't a shell. It looked like a mix between a stingray and a horseshoe crab. Right. Yeah.
But
dude,
it had the legs on it,
Yeah.
like the the
Yeah.
face hugger.
Yeah.
Wow.
Dude, it was.
And growing up where you grew up, it sounds like this was a stone's throw away from some government facility.
Yeah. No, actually, it was. So the town is called Las Cruces. A lot of people might know.
Las
It's a big-
Cruces.
yeah, it's a big town, in New Mexico. Right before this mountain range, there's a NASA little substation, and then after the mountain range is another NASA station, and after that is what is called the White Sands Missile Range, and they do
Good
all the
Lord.
they do a whole bunch of testing for
What's the name of that? I gotta look this up. What is this? Las
Las Cruces.
Cruz.
Yeah.
Okay. City, New Mexico. Okay, I'm
Yeah.
gonna look at this landscape. Go ahead, keep talking.
And then White Sands Missile Range is connected to an Air Force base.
Wow.
Yeah. So yeah. Okay. So you see right there.
Yeah, the mountain range.
So that mountain range, right before
Yeah,
the
anybody that's listening to this, you can just Google it and you see a picture of the mountain range.
that
Yeah,
mountain
go ahead.
range right on the west side. That's the west side view of the mountain range.
Okay.
And
And you lived right here in this little thing. Right? No, I'm just kidding.
and so there's like a little sub base or substation right before you
Wow.
go through, and then on the back side there's
Backside of the mountain.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
There's 9 things to do in beautiful Luck.
Let me ask you this. So,
Wow.
You
That
ever-
is interesting.
you ever see anything weird in the night skies living there?
Yeah, I did, but I would just rationalize it because there is an Air Force base right there. Like,
Oh, yeah.
B-2 bombers would fly over all the time.
You always hear about those experimental
Yeah, no, that's where they do them.
Yeah.
those planes
That's
Yeah.
where they do them.
that look weird. That
So-
doesn't look like the normal plane.
If you would look up White Sands Missile Range, they do a lot of testing in this. I don't think you.
Yeah, so these are probably like government black
Yeah,
projects
yeah.
that, are totally, classified information.
Yeah. But yeah, so at a young age, I had a little bit of a experience with aliens, so that's why I kind of went down this rabbit hole with conspiracy theories.
Oh wow.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like aliens are an early one for a lot of people. Mainly like, have aliens been to Earth? Are aliens extraterrestrial? Are they interdimensional? All those things.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, that's a little bit about me.
Oh. Just
I'm like,
Did I just kick the power?
yeah, on my computer.
oh no.
But that was it. We're good here.
Okay, so we're still alive.
Yeah, if you could plug that up. Well, you know what? Here's what we'll do. I'll fix that in a minute. Technical difficulty. Were you done with your story? Because that's awesome.
I think so. I'm done with it.
Are you done? You're done with,
I'm done
So
with it.
how old? Now, how old were you when you experienced that?
10.
10. Okay, so young age. All right, Mike. What about you? What's got you on this path of
Yeah, so
paranormal?
I also got into conspiracy theories at a relatively young age. I think the very beginning of me getting into it was a friend had sent me a video of Alex Jones when I was in like late junior high or early high school, where he was sort of breaking down the events of September 11th. And, it was years after September 11th, but he was diving into that. And at the time, I was only familiar with, the official narrative on what happened on 9/11. So hearing that really just, opened my eyes and just got me thinking in a totally different way. Obviously, I listened to him more and heard, about a breadth of topics that he discusses on his show. And, once I got a little bit older, I started reading books and stuff, both fiction and nonfiction. I read, Brave New World, 1984, books like that.
84.
Yeah, that's
Wow.
Yep. Yeah. Dystopian fiction novels that basically, pretty accurately depict the direction that the world is going in right now. And yeah, that's pretty much where it started for me. And ever since, I've been pretty big on alternative media, listening to videos on BitChute and Rumble and stuff like that. Basically where all the censored voices go after they get kicked off of YouTube and other forms of social media.
It's tragic.
Where they go to die.
Yes.
Or actually where they go to live again.
Yes, exactly.
Rebirth.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm hearing is the big crucible for you was the 9/11.
9/11's where it started for
9/11.
me.
So, and where were you? Let's just take that for instance. I was in my 30s, working it was a night shift. I was a shift manager for a call center. I was on the night shift. My wife was a manager during the day at that same call center. We worked together. And so I was asleep when all this went down because I had come in off the night shift, and this what happened 9:30 in the morning,
Yeah, around there.
9 to 10, something like that. And I was just getting up, groggy and stuff. And I think she called me and told me, "Turn on the news." This one, so we kind of that's how I found out about it.
Yeah.
So what about you?
So so I was in 4th grade at the time, and it started out like a regular school day, and then when it all started going down, they wheeled in a TV, and they were like, "You guys need to watch this. Something really important happened."
Was that a flat screen or was it a tube?
It was a tube. It was one of those big tube TVs with the VHS, built into the front of it.
You had the cart.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they wheeled in that TV, and we watched it for about an hour. And, since we were only in 4th grade, I mean, we obviously could somewhat conceptualize what happened, but we were still very young, so we didn't fully grasp what was going down. And, you know, obviously, as a 4th grader, I'm just going to take the official narrative that I saw in the news as what actually happened. But
to be fair, that day, that's all you could take.
Yeah. That is.
I mean, what you saw on the video, and people taking video from the ground, a plane just went into the building.
Well, I assessed it right away. I said, that's not real. I said, that's not real.
That's not real.
Of course, because you've already grown up with aliens in your backyard.
It's like those
You
birds
was like-
aren't flying. Those aren't real things.
There were some people that called it right away. Like, I think Bill Cooper called it right away. Alex Jones called it right away.
Are you serious?
They did.
See, I did not know that. See, it
Yeah.
took me years later, maybe, I don't know how long it took, but it was just, I heard rumblings about,
Yes.
something's up, these stories don't match, something's not adding up.
Yes.
And then, of course, you get the official guy behind the podium with the presidential seal and the government seals, and they have this big, thick book about what was that called? The 9/11
Commission report.
Yeah, the commission report, and it is all laid out. This is what the story is,
Yes.
and then, but everybody else was like, "Wait a minute," and then, but those voices were kind of squashed. You're deniers, and
Yep.
so when stuff like that happens, it makes you go,
Yes. Exactly.
What's going on here?
Yeah, and later on we're gonna have a full episode about 9/11. Maybe,
Oh, yeah,
maybe
later
even a
on we
couple
will.
of them. But
But
yeah,
that's interesting. That's that's what catapulted you into the
Yes.
kind of the deeper dive of let's get to the bottom of that.
Yeah, and for anyone that's interested, probably the most prophetic prediction of 9/11 is Bill Cooper, that first guy I mentioned.
I haven't heard of that, so that's gonna be interesting. I can't wait to hear about that.
He wrote a really good book called Behold a Pale Horse, which is a good read for anybody that's into conspiracies. He had a radio show back in the day, but his prediction of 9/11, I think it was in June of 2001 or July of 2001, so a few months before it happened, he said, whatever they're getting ready to blame on Osama bin Laden, don't believe any of it, which is, pretty bold considering the proximity of that prediction to the actual event, and they did blame it on him. So, yeah,
Yeah, they did. He said he was the mastermind, and to this day, I mean,
Yeah, and then we went in to go take down Saddam.
yeah,
Saddam Hussein.
I mean,
yep.
let me
Wrong
try to
dude.
let me
To get those weapons of mass
let me
destruction.
try to get. Oh, hold on, so that's a good point. So, because I was in the Desert Storm and Desert Shield, I was over there. No, not for Saddam. It was for when they ran into Kuwait. That's Desert. Okay, that was Desert Shield and Desert Storm. He was trying to take over the Kuwaiti people. We stepped in, did whatever, and then 9/11. We actually went after Saddam for that. That's,
Yeah.
I can't. my memory's kind of wiped on that. I'm like, I don't.
We went.
I'm kind of
of
confused now. Why are we looking for Obama? I mean, Osama. So I always get those mixed up. Those guys.
So he wasn't born in the United States anymore.
Right? Can you? Go ahead. What were you saying?
I
forgot that we went into there. To
from what I can
to get
recall, I
Saddam.
remember we went in for Saddam, and like we went to go take over Iraq, and then I always wondered like why are we after the wrong like Saddam instead of Obama? I mean Bin Laden.
Oh yeah.
So
No, like here, help me out with the timeline here. The weapons of mass destruction. That was the 9/11 thing, right? Not the Kuwait thing, right?
no. That was the 9/11 thing.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
how
Which
did that-
never happened.
that never happened. And I mean, like, why even bring it up? If I don't
Well,
know.
I mean, Bush was very convinced that they were there and they were hiding them, and he couldn't find them.
Yep.
So
But what's the correlation from Saddam and
I don't know. Well, I think was he saying he was harboring terrorists? Like you've got Osama in your country, and you're harboring terrorists. But then again, it's like why did we all of a sudden pivot to the
was it like
WMDs?
and also you have weapons of mass destruction? Like we're looking for
Yeah, I think all of this
Osama.
kind of falls under the umbrella of the War on Terror,
Yeah.
which was declared under the.
That's true. That's true. And then when they started doing it, because he was like, "Oh, you took a building down.
Yes.
We're going," and then so it was years and years of we're doing a war on terror. We're in the Middle East now,
Yeah.
and we're killing folks.
Yeah.
That looks like the people that took our buildings down.
right.
Right, exactly.
And by the way, there's weapons of mass destruction here.
Yeah. So it was basically just like a full court press on several different locations in the Middle East. Yeah.
Exactly.
It's strange. Like
It's very strange,
Yeah.
and it's something that you know what? Maybe I'll put that on the list too.
yeah, we should.
The weapons, because we need to get to the bottom of that.
Yeah,
I don't know if anybody ever has.
We should.
There's been some documentaries about it. Like the whole agenda going in was mainly for oil.
That's what I heard.
Yeah.
It's mainly for oil, and then they tried to was it Iraq or Iran? They toppled that and then tried to make it a democratic nation like ours. And I was like, that's not going to work because their culture's different.
It was weird. I don't know what they were doing.
They didn't. It's like we were like going, hey, let's do this. Like when like 1776 when we formed this country, it was because we came from another country of tyranny,
Right.
and was like, hey, we want to break that out. That's what we did as a people.
Right.
Iranians didn't do that. They were like, we're here. Why are y'all? What?
Yeah.
I don't want to vote. What are you talking about?
Right. Yeah.
I don't want a constitution. What's going on here?
We don't want rights. That's
Right.
ridiculous.
I don't get. Look, let
Women
me just-
voting? Absolutely not.
Yeah, so the regime change wars that we launched in several different, theaters, like Libya is a good example. That's where
Yeah.
we toppled
Gaddafi.
Gaddafi and basically created a huge power vacuum, and that's basically a failed state today.
That's
because of that.
every time that happens,
Look
it's
at
a
the
vacuum,
cartel.
just like Saddam.
And the cartel.
Yeah.
Have you guys been hearing what's going on in Baja, California?
No.
No.
Oh my gosh. When you guys get a chance after this.
Why don't we talk about it?
I don't know too much.
Well,
I saw a
this is-
video just before I came here about how bad the cartel is in Baja, California.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is that 'cause of the open
cartel
borders?
is putting curfews on the community.
What?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Where are the police?
What police?
Oh, snap. Are
armed
you
police.
saying this is Baja looks like Colombia?
Yes.
Bolivia?
Bolivia.
That's wild.
Yes.
Baja,
What?
California.
Okay, so like a citizen there, can they not call somebody?
Who are you gonna call?
Well, like 911. I don't know.
The cops are owned
Okay,
by
so
the-
I know that. Okay, I get that. How about the FBI? Well, they're corrupt too, so
Yeah.
whatever.
Yep.
We can't. There's no recourse. Okay, we need to get a team and get some guys to go in there. How about that? How about a black op team?
And then we should make a video game out of it.
We could, we could probably do a full episode
We'll
on
call
California.
it Black Ops Baja.
Baja back. Oh,
Call it California.
Yeah, we need to get to the bottom of California.
Well,
There's a lot of things to talk about with California.
that whole yeah,
Yep.
oh,
definitely.
Yeah.
there's so many things. Like I was watching these videos about Kensington Avenue in Philadelphia, how bad it is. Like every video that I saw on Kensington Avenue, these dudes and these women, they were all overdosing, backs just bent over on the streets, just like puking. It's pretty bad. And people are shooting these videos that are like less than a month old. So it's current, it's recent. And these people are, it's
What?
yeah, dude, you got to look that up. Kensington Avenue in Philadelphia.
That's wild.
One of the worst places to be in the United States. Riddled with homelessness, drugs.
Yeah, so there's just a bunch of people doing drugs on the street.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I think you'll see that a lot in California too. I saw a video where it was like a bunch of kids getting off a bus, and like where the bus stop let them off, there was just a bunch of people on the streets doing drugs, like right where they let the kids
Right
out.
there.
Yeah, yeah.
Just in the. So I mean, I'm sure at this point that the kids think that's normal.
Probably.
It's normalized.
Right.
Wow. Okay, so there's, I mean, you guys are giving me more topics to even talk about. I mean, we've got a list of topics to go through for this show. I didn't I introduced myself, but to get me, I mean, I've always thought, let's talk about this for a sec. Because the word conspiracy theory has a negative connotation to it.
It does.
They put that out in the media.
Yes.
Number one, conspiracy is a real thing.
It is.
It's when you're conspiring to do something
Yep.
to make something happen. Now the theory comes in was like I can't prove it.
That's why
a
it's called a theory.
That's right. Now most of the things that, and there's a lot of things that I think they throw the word theory on, and it's already been proven. It's not a theory. It's
Exactly.
actually a conspiracy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
100%.
Yeah. So, there's my coffee. Spill it.
Black Wall Street. Black Wall Street. That was a conspiracy. That happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know this.
Black Wall Street?
Yeah. What is
Oklahoma?
that? Like black people?
Yeah, dude. One of the richest black communities in the United States. And the United States government came in there and destroyed everything.
Wow.
Everything.
Okay, we got to put that on the list.
Yeah, that could be an episode.
Yeah. Okay, so that being said,
You guys never heard of that?
no,
I haven't, no.
Black Wall Street, that's a thing?
Yeah, dude.
Okay, so, I mean, you'll have to do all the research.
believe you guys haven't-
By the way, whatever topic we go over on this show going forward, somebody like Jason just mentioned Black Wall Street. I have no idea what he's talking about, so I'll have to do research. Obviously, he knows more than me, so he'll have to bring the A game on that one.
Yeah.
But in the upcoming episodes, I was going to say this. What's tricked? Well, you guys told me why you think this way. I've always thought, I just love the conspiracies.
Yeah.
And the theories, because I don't dismiss them as, well, that can't be true.
Right.
There's something to that. Well, some people it's absolutely shut down and no, that's not true.
Uh-huh.
I've always been the one, that sounds a little weird. I'd like to investigate that. And I always tend to believe what's not on the surface. Like what the mainstream media tells you, I always tend to go, there's something else to it than that. So that's where my mind's at. I've always had an interest in what's underlying. Like,
Okay.
there's another truth out there that needs to be flushed out.
So you sort of always had a
Yeah,
conspiratorial
I'm kind
mind.
of always like, no, that's not right.
Okay.
So that's where I'm
Skeptical.
at. Yeah, skeptical, kind of
Yes.
like you. Yeah. So I think the three of us, we have a good fit for our brains because we all kind of. Well, maybe that's not a good thing, and maybe there should be some pushback, so we don't have anybody on the other side.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll play that part. I'll just always try to debunk you guys.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
I
then-
think
and then-
we'll hold each other to a high level of standard
Yeah.
here, you know.
Like already, I'm like, no, that was a horseshoe grab. You're crazy.
Yeah.
No, seriously, I thought it was a horseshoe crab. But
I'm
then
kidding.
I thought,
I'm
in
kidding.
the middle
no,
of the
I really
desert?
think it was a face hugger from aliens.
Yeah.
So, I mean, 3 weeks ago, there was not any water there
That's weird.
because it's a desert.
Yeah.
And then
And now
a
there's-
monsoon came.
And brought a strange life form in there.
Dude, I don't know what that was about.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
I've seen a UFO before as well. So, I mean, you know, the topic of aliens is something we definitely need to get into.
For sure.
It's definitely on the list. So this is going to be a weekly podcast, and you can pick this podcast up wherever you consume your podcast from, whether it's Spotify, Amazon, Google, wherever you pick it up, it's going to be available. There's going to be plenty of social media pages that we can get to. We've got a Facebook. I don't even know what it is right now, so who cares? But it's let's get to the bottom of that. If you search that on Facebook, you can find our page. We've already got an Instagram page. Is that what you call it? No, it's an account. I'm trying to be like the kids now.
An account.
Right, an account. Okay, Instagram account.
Do you still have a MySpace?
Of course. It's still up. But just search Let's Get to the Bottom of That, and you'll find us out there on all the socials. Also got a Twitter account, so just search that. So upcoming, next week we're going to be doing the Biden family. We're going to hit the ground running with the Biden family. We've got Bigfoot. We've got the Bermuda Triangle coming up. We got food shortages. Whatever you think's going on in the world, we're going to talk about it. So we'll see you guys later.